and welcome back to our channel. Today we have a video with easy tips to help you hit your protein goals
and why having enough protein is super important.
I'm Rosie.
I'm Lucy.
And we're the Fit Sisters.
The Fit Sisters!
Yay!
As you know guys, we love to lift and run. So making sure that you have enough protein when you're an active person or an athlete is really crucial. Why is having enough protein super important? Protein makes up the structure of the cells and tissue in the body, including your muscle tissue.
In a nutshell, it is needed for growth and forming new tissue. And during your workouts, you may have muscle fibers that get damaged, and it helps with the repair of those.
So essentially it's helping with your recovery during and after your workouts. So making sure that you have enough protein when you're an active person or an athlete is really crucial.
It's super important because it helps adaptation. It essentially means that workout isn't wasted. Everything that you've worked hard for in the gym or outside running, swimming, cycling, whatever it may be, is going to pay off.
And making sure that you have enough protein is going to help your performance. It's going to enhance your strength and your endurance. How much protein do we actually need per day?
So it's all dependent on your body and your body weight. For example, if we were to discuss me, I weigh roughly around 66 kilograms. So I'd be looking at consuming anything between 1.4 to 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. So that sits me at about 100 to 130 grams of protein every day.
And that is going to be calculated to whatever your body weight is.
So guys, we want to bring you some easy tips to hit those protein goals, and we're going to start with number one.
Number one is to base your 3 main meals around your protein source.
We are going to give you some examples of how to hit those protein sources, and if you do that, you should be sitting around roughly 90 to 100 grams of protein per day without even adding anything else in. So that's snacks, added extras on that plate. Basing your 3 main meals around a protein source is not only important for muscle recovery and growth, it's also going to keep you satiated, and that just means that you're going to feel full for longer and you're much less likely to overconsume throughout the day.
So you've had your 3 main meals, you've based them around protein, and here's just a couple of examples of what that might look like on your plate. So firstly, if you were to have, say for example, a chicken breast or 100 grams of chicken thigh, that's going to automatically give you 30 grams of protein in that one meal before you've added anything else to your plate. Another example might be 200 grams of minced beef. So if you're having like a bolognese or a shepherd's pie or something like that, that's also going to give you around 30 grams in one serving.
If you are thinking of maybe adding some eggs to a plate as your protein source, if you added 2 eggs, you would get 12 grams of protein. Another example is protein powder. For example, you typically have a 30-gram serving, and this will give you 22 grams of protein.
If you are someone who maybe doesn't have dairy or you don't eat meat, then another example could be tofu. 100 grams of tofu is going to give you 8 grams of protein, and 50 grams of hummus, which is based on chickpeas, is going to give you around 5 grams of protein.
Things like tuna. 1 tin of tuna is likely to provide 23 grams of protein, and you've got plant-based sources such as veggie sausages. If you were to add 3 veggie sausages to your plate, you would get a 20-gram serving of protein.
Do you like a veggie sausage? I'm partial to a veggie sausage.
We have tip number 2, and that is to make sure that you are eating enough. I couldn't stress this more because the biggest thing I see, or we see when we are training people, is a sort of learned behavior from somewhere that maybe you need to skip meals to hit your goals or eat much less than you actually do require to recover, grow muscle, get stronger, endure more. Eat, guys, eat.
For sure. We actually get them to eat more than they think, and they're going to see their goals quicker than skipping meals. Not only that, it's so important to maintain obviously consistent energy levels throughout the day to make you perform better in the gym so that you're actually seeing the progress. But it also affects the hormones in your body that regulate your hunger signals. So you have something called leptin and ghrelin, and when you are skipping meals and you're not eating regularly, those hormones start to go a little bit out of whack, and therefore, say you've skipped meals and then you go into your next meal, you're going to eat much more than you would than if you had 3 steady meals throughout the day, because your hormones are going to say, I'm hungry, I'm not full. Whereas if you're eating more regularly, those hormones start to balance out, they're much more regular, and therefore you're actually probably going to consume less throughout the day anyway. Is have handy some high protein snacks, because if you've based all your main meals already around your protein sources, you're already up there, you're probably quite close to hitting your goals, but it's really handy to have snacks ready to go, and Rosie's going to give you some really great examples.
Now guys, snackage. We could have things like 2 boiled eggs, protein shakes, protein bars, protein yogurt, or Greek yogurt is a really good snack choice, and also things like biltong. They are surprisingly high in protein, and the reason we're giving you protein snacks is because, like we've already discussed in this video, they are going to keep you full for longer, okay? They're going to keep you steady, they're going to keep you happy, you're going to have a good mood, and you're not going to be hungry.
Definitely. I do love a boiled egg for a snack with a bit of salt and pepper on. Just don't eat them on like trains and stuff, because I did hear a story once where a woman got punched in the face for eating a boiled egg on the train.
Yeah, we stopped eating boiled eggs that day.
No one wants you to like clip open a box and have boiled eggs in there in a public space, really, do they?
No, comment boiled eggs if you do enjoy boiled eggs as much as we do, but you maybe don't eat them in public. Our final tip for today's video is,
drumroll,
to consider the total protein content of your meal.
What that means is what we mentioned earlier. You've based your meal around that protein source, but then think about everything else you're adding to your plate. You might not realise how much that overall meal is in total protein content.
For example, if you are having something like we do on the regular, overnight oats, we've discussed protein powder. A 30-gram serving is giving you 22 grams of protein. But we are putting other things into those overnight oats, such as Greek yogurt, sometimes peanut butter,
the oats themselves,
and all of these things are going to contribute to a bigger overall content throughout that entire meal.
So we're going to give you a couple of examples, we're going to show you some of the meals we eat and show you what that total protein content is of all the things on the plate. You might be quite surprised. Overnight oats. In this serving, we had 60 grams of oats, which gave us 7 grams of protein.
The protein powder, 22 grams.
Greek yogurt, 5 grams.
And this equals 30 to 35 grams in that entire meal.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Another thing that we eat quite regularly is this delicious sausage pasta recipe. The sausages themselves give you around 17 to 18 grams of protein, and the pasta for anywhere between 50 and 75 grams gives you 3 to 5 grams of protein.
What we would usually top this with, and when I say top I mean a hefty portion of cheddar cheese, will give you 5 grams of added protein to that meal, which means the total is
anywhere between 28 and 32 grams of protein in that meal. For dinner, let's say we've had a prawn pad thai. Shellfish and fish is actually a really great source of protein.
Eat your prawns.
Eat your prawns. And in this meal, the total protein content was a whopping 53 grams. One thing we did want to say, guys, that of course it's super important to be eating well, it's important to eat towards your goals, but we also really believe in balance.
100%.
So we might be showing you the protein content of our meals here, but we do not track our calories.
We also don't believe that you need to be tracking your calories to hit your goals. If you make one of these changes today and you build up to making all 4 of these changes, we believe you will be healthy and happier.
So like we said, it's all about balance, making sure that you're basing your meals around good quality healthy food, but also remember, we only have one life. Make sure you're living it. Eat the things that make you happy. Make sure you have the snack. eat the pastry. We
Drink
all
the
love
wine.
it. Drink the wine, okay? We're not advocating alcoholism, but drink the wine. And just make sure that you're still enjoying your life alongside your goals towards a better health and better fitness.
Thanks for watching this video today, guys.
We're so glad that you joined us. If you've stayed this long, don't forget to comment boy or day. And basically we just get asked all the time, how do I hit my protein goals? So that's why we created this video. So we hope you find it super helpful in achieving your goals.
And remember, guys, with starting any new habit or change, you don't want to start with all of these things and tips in one go. I would choose one tip that stood out for you today to make a change with first, and when you get to grips with that, maybe consider adding another one. But we hope this helps you hit your protein goals.
It's all about the gains, guys. Lift heavy, eat the food,
And don't forget, subscribe to the channel.
make sure you click that bell. And hopefully you'll be around for more of our videos in the future.
Hope to see you soon, guys. Be happy.
Be happy.